Yeah. You know what time it is. It's time for World Wrestling Radio. What's up, guys? Vincent Laspada here, filling in for Nico Extra, along with Maddog Kelly.
Thank you for the introduction.
What's going on, Maddog?
It's good to be back. Good to be back. Yeah.
Well, what a week in professional wrestling we had. I am telling you.
Yes, we did. It was a hell of a week.
I'm telling you, it was nuts. I'm gonna tell you what. WWE has been missing the fans, and that's what it was. Is this whole time there has been no fans, but the fans are back. Money in the Bank was a success.
Fans are back.
Monday Night Raw was a bombshell. Let's get into it, man. Let's talk about Money in the Bank 2021 happened this past Sunday.
It did.
And I got to tell you, man, very, very surprised that Big E is now your Money in the Bank winner, because I really honestly did think it was going to be Seth Rollins. Who was your pick?
No. Mine was Drew McIntyre, but then I forgot about the whole thing with Jinder and Drew, and I was like, I go, yep, there's Jinder, there's the his goons, I forget their names. I always forget their names, but he got dragged out of the match early, so I really thought it was gonna be Drew in the beginning of this thing. And Big E ended up winning it, and you know what? Good for him, man. We'll see where it goes.
Well, what killed me was what's crazy is that the showdown with Big E and Drew McIntyre, and these guys did whatever it took to keep everybody out of the ring. I mean, Seth Rollins, even Matt Riddle, Riddle. But I'm telling you, what a match it was.
It was hell of a match.
Who do you think got banged up the most? I'm going to say it's either between Riddle or Kevin Owens. And I think Kevin Owens takes the cake. I think Kevin Owens takes the cake.
I agree with you. I think it was Kevin Owens who definitely got the most hurt, on the men's side, for sure. But I still have to say, though, Drew McIntyre took a hell of a beating from Jinder and his goon squad as well, and got dragged off. And then we saw him the next night beating the living hell out of Jinder and his squad. So,
and again, I still got to tell you, Matt, Ricochet is still, to me, an unbelievable talent in WWE. I mean, I'm going to tell you this right now. He's the only man that I can tell you right now that could jump from the middle of the ring to the entrance ramp. I mean, his ability to fly through the ring is just amazing to me. And nonetheless, he should be in a better predicament than he is. But let's get into Charlotte Flair taking on Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship.
Oh, God.
Very, very surprised that this went the other direction to Charlotte, but I called
it. I said Charlotte was going to win in my predictions. You guys can go check them out. I said Charlotte was going to win this match.
And I know why.
Over her father. That's all it is. They want to get her record over her father. That's all it really is.
Yeah, no, and that's what it is. It's they want Charlotte to have more victories over Flair. Her father.
Dad, Ric Flair,
but with that being said, remember, John Cena holds the record with Ric Flair at a 16-time world champion.
Right, and now they're going to count, apparently what I've been hearing, they might count that Universal Championship. If he wins it, they might count it as the 17th. Apparently that's what he said on Raw. So, and now I'm intrigued.
Yeah. That match, I'm telling you, that match went back and forth. I really do think that Rhea Ripley is the future of the women's division. I think that she's such a great athlete, and I can't wait to her and Shayna Baszler really go at it, just like they did in NXT, because that was a great rival. And for those two, the sky is the limit for those two. It really is. And I think time will tell. We'll be seeing those two we'll see them both in the
Yeah.
ring. Let's get into Bobby Lashley and Kofi Kingston. Again, man, I knew Lashley was going to retain the title.
Of course,
But you know what?
everyone knew.
Kofi always looks good.
You,
Kofi
you
looks good.
This reminded me of, man. I'll be honest with you, Vinny. It reminded me of the SummerSlam 2014, the squash match with Brock Lesnar, as you guys remember, and John Cena, I believe it was John Cena. And it was just a complete squash match in 14. And that's what this reminded me of. Oh, God, they're doing the whole squash match again. Kofi got squashed. It sucks, but it seemed like he was okay after the match because he was taking pictures with Big E after the show. So seems like he was fine afterwards. But he got squashed, yeah.
Well, let's also talk about let's get into the pre-show, the kickoff show. We saw the Usos had a tag team title, SmackDown tag team title match against Rey and Dominic Mysterio, and this shocked me. This really shocked me, and I'm gonna tell you why. This just shows you how bad WWE needs their main talent. Was it Jay or Jimmy that just got in trouble? Was it Jimmy?
It was Jimmy Uso who got the DUI for his fourth freaking time, guys. This is not one, not two, not three, 4 times, guys. And they gave the Usos tag team gold nonetheless.
Yeah, that to me.
And Naomi had to delete her Twitter, by the way. And I heard she's going to SmackDown now. They transferred her over to the Blue Brand as well to join this whole family thing.
What's going on, Bat Law?
You're getting Naomi. Naomi's joining this whole bloodline thing too. So
here's a good question: who's better, Bianca or Rhea? That's hard. That's really hard because I think Rhea and Bianca are both great athletes. I really do. I think they're really good. What's up going on? What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us here on World Wrestling Radio live on a Wednesday night.
Yes.
Nico Extra is on assignment tonight.
Yes, he is.
And I'm not talking about NXT because
that was last night.
Did you watch NXT tonight?
Last night? Yeah, I watched
tonight.
NXT last night. What? There was no NXT tonight.
It was a double. Well, unless they were taping for next week, it was 2 shows.
They're probably taping for next week because AEW was tonight. I watched that. Moxley lost. That sucked.
All right, let's get into the women's match. I tell you, the biggest shocker for me was Alexa Bliss changing her look. I'm telling you, she looked good. What do you think?
Yeah, Alexa Bliss is great. She's one of my favorites, actually, currently in the women's division, obviously, right now. And Alexa can definitely wrestle for sure. I thought she was my pick going into the match because she already won the first women's Money in the Bank ladder match in 2018, and she cashed in later that night on Nia. I'm not sure if you remember that or not, but she cashed in on Nia Jax. And her and Ronda had that great SummerSlam match. I have the Ronda action figure behind me here. But, I liked it. I like where it's going. It's very dark. It's very creepy. And I hope we see Bray Wyatt come back so they can face each other. Who's more evil? That's what I want to see right now, really.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what. Some of the competitors in this match, I questioned of why they put these people in there.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you what. The match was a success. Selena Vega looks. It looks like Selena Vega is coming back as a different person than she was before. Because she looked really good in the match. The stare down that her and Alexa had on top of the ladder for the Money in the Bank case was priceless.
Yeah, it was. It was very good.
I could have went without the Raw Tag Team Champions in there. I really could have.
Yeah, you mean the women's champions, right?
Yeah, what did I say? Raw, man?
Yeah, you said Raw. Yeah, you mean the women's champion, Tamina and Natalia. There was a rumor going around. I think it started last Thursday before Money in the Bank even happened, saying that Sonya Deville was going to be the last competitor in the match, and it ended up being Tamina. I guess they confirmed that on Friday. Makes sense, but makes no sense. I don't know. I mean, I agree with you. Why or have them in there when Natty and Tamina already have gold? I mean, to me, that made no sense.
I guess the shocker for me was the fact that that what's it called? Nikki Ash.
ASH. Yeah, yeah,
Nikki
yeah.
Ash won the
ASH.
Money in the
Yeah.
Bank case.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, wow, okay, that's how they're doing it. I go, first of all, the match was not that good. In comparison. You know what I mean? I just didn't like the match as a whole. And then all of a sudden, Nikki climbs the ladder and just on top of all these other girls, all these other women, you're telling me Nikki just climbs up and unhooks it? But then later on the men's match, Benny, you know, you have, and this was nuts. You just have Big E going up and getting it. So it's just the polar opposite, if you will.
No, definitely, totally opposite. I
didn't like the women's match. I'm not gonna lie. I like a lot of the women in the match itself, but the match itself just sucked to open the show. I thought the SmackDown Tag Team Champion Kickoff show was better than the Women's Money in the Bank match.
Well, they always have to start a match off just to get the night going. They don't want to put the top matches on the card first. So that's why they did that. But let's get into the main event. We had the head of the table, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, taking on the rated R superstar Edge in a one-on-one match.
That was the main event of the night.
But I tell you what, I feel like this match should have happened at WrestleMania. I really do think that them screwing him and making him going to a triple threat match was just awful. That was awful.
Look, I know why they did it. And I told you before, and I told Nico before, and I told everybody on the show before, the reason why they did it was they wanted Daniel Bryan to have his one last WrestleMania hurrah. If they could do that, maybe they could sign with Bryan later on down the line. Obviously, that's not happening. I'll get into it a little bit later, what the hell's going on with Bryan Danielson right now. But they wanted to leave on the whole good terms. That's why they insert Bryan into the match, obviously. Now, look where we are. You know, he might be going to AEW, so that's all I'll say. But
Well, let's get into the surprise of the night. The man of the hour, John Cena, made his return to the ring, and I knew it was happening.
Yeah.
I knew if it was. I thought it was. I thought it was going to be either there, or I thought it was going to be at SummerSlam, and I was very surprised. And now we're setting up for Roman Reigns and
John Cena
at SummerSlam. And I really do hope that John Cena takes the belt off the tribal chief because
here we go.
Well, you know, listen, I'm tired of seeing Roman Reigns as a champion. And everybody says like, oh, well, he's a great champion and this and that. I'm not going to say that the man doesn't have talent, but to me, it took him too long to be in that position. It took him too long to overcome being just in the Shield. Like even when he left the Shield, he still got that boo. He had to leave and come back to become good.
Right. You know what it was, and it's not you and it's not anybody else. Here's what it is. It's the way WWE pushed Roman on us fans. They shoved Roman down our throats for 3.5 years, and we did not want it. I actually wanted this guy wearing the shirt, and I know he just lost the title, the New Japan title, but I wanted Dean Ambrose to be the guy, and they said, no, Roman has to be the guy. Now Roman's the guy for the right reasons, and people are booing and cheering for him for the right reasons finally. It took him some time. It took a whole pandemic. It took a whole 9 months, but now they're doing it right. Having the Usos winning gold after Jimmy got DUI, that should not happen, but it did, just to keep that storyline going, I guess.
Yeah, to me, it just didn't make sense to me. I they've been gone for so long, and then to come back and him to win gold was just really, really dumb. Let's go over to Monday Night Raw, the very first Monday Night Raw after the pandemic. And I got to tell you, it was
You
explosive
forgot a
Monday.
match on Money in the Bank. I wanted to bring this up actually real quick before we jump over to Raw. A match that happened at Money in the Bank. I'm not sure if you paid attention. It was AJ Omos versus the Viking Raiders. I wanted to talk about that because that was an interesting match to see. AJ Styles did a lot of high flying, and the reason why I wanted to talk to you about it and talk to everyone here about it is because AJ Styles and Omos got the biggest cheers from that crowd, and they're the heels going into this match. So I have to ask you right now, live on the stream, what's going on here? Is AJ still AJ, or is this like a different side of AJ that the company like doesn't want them to like bring to light here? What's going on here?
I really do think AJ's career is winding down in WWE. I think we have seen the last of him holding a major title. And I really do think that AJ is going to end up in AEW with,
oh, wow.
I really do think he's going to end up in AEW with the Elite. I know for a fact that he's probably not going to re-sign his contract when it expires soon. And I think it's smart for him to leave WWE and go to AEW to end his career with his buddies. I mean, either that or he ends his career in New Japan, because let's just face it, I don't see him going back to TNA or Impact because there's nothing there for him. Like, there's nobody at Impact that is worthy enough to take on AJ Styles. Thanks everybody for joining us here on the live stream for World Wrestling Radio. Me and Maddog Kelly holding it down. Nico is on assignment tonight. He is not here. Willie was supposed to join us tonight, and I do not know where Willie is, but
neither do I.
I know Willie has a good reason why.
Yeah,
he's a very hardworking wrestler, independent wrestler, and we'll see him probably next week on the show. Yes, I do like this comment. AJ Styles and Omos should lose the belts to RK Bro. I think that would.
If Randy ever comes back to Raw, I mean, sure,
why is he out anyways? What's the deal with that?
Apparently, it's a vacation. He's not missing like Riddle. I heard Riddle went to the police or something. Randy's on vacation right now. That's what I heard the latest last week. So he's just taking some vacation time before he needs to be back every single week. That's so yeah, he's fine. He's not missing, guys. He's around. Trust me.
Yeah, but they picked the wrong time and put him on vacation. You it's like you put him in the story.
He probably chose these days. He goes, oh, there's going to be live events again? Oh, I'm taking a little vacation before I go back to live shows. Probably has contract.
So let's talk about John Cena issuing a challenge to Roman Reigns on Raw for the Universal Championship. I did not see the ending of Raw. Did Roman Reigns accept the challenge?
Roman Reigns didn't do a damn thing except for post on Twitter, I think the night of, saying they acknowledge me, you will acknowledge me, they all do. That's all he said. So Roman did not accept anything. We have to watch SmackDown on Friday to see if Roman will accept the challenge for Cena. SmackDown, it's this Friday. Cena will be there again at SmackDown. He's returning home to SmackDown, and Roman will also be there in attendance. So, Roman did not do anything there. So
we will see.
I actually like this question. I'm going to scroll down. There's a lot of comments coming in, but I like this question right here. Why did they do it on Raw? Most likely, they did it on Raw to get ratings. I think that's all it came down to. They wanted to bring Cena back on Raw for ratings, none, more or less. Can you agree there, Vince?
No, definitely bringing Cena back was for ratings. There is no reason why they should bring Cena back with the pandemic. I mean,
I agree with that.
That pop.
I mean, Raw went nuts for it, and then the night before Money in the Bank, everyone went nuts for it. And I think everyone's gonna go nuts on Friday in Miami. I believe they're going to Miami on Friday at some music festival for SmackDown. I'm not sure what that music festival is called, but I believe they're going to some music festival in Miami.
let's talk about the two biggest shocks I think on Monday Night Raw that happened this week. Number one, I have to say, bringing Killian Cross, the NXT champion, to Raw and making him lose to Jeff Hardy. I don't understand this. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but you have this guy, Karrion Cross. Okay, he's your NXT heavyweight champion. You know, you bring him over. Okay, you bring him, you put him in dark matches on main event, and then you bring him to the main stage, and he loses his first match to this wannabe old washed up has been as Jeff Hardy.
First of all, Jeff Hardy brought back his famous theme song. I'm not sure if you know the theme song. No More Words came back. I think that was a big deal. But also, what's going on, Brock Lesnar? I guess I should answer this now. Right now, Brock Lesnar is not signed to WWE or AEW. He is currently unsigned to anything. And at the moment, they tried to lock him down for SummerSlam. They couldn't, and that's why Goldberg is back. We'll get into that a little bit later.
To answer this question, I don't know if I'm 100% on board with this decision. I really do. I look at Nikki Ash as I look at Molly Holly. Like,
that's where Nikki got the idea from, apparently.
But see, here's the problem. I think Nikki was a badass when she was Nikki Cross in NXT, where she was completely insane. Now that she's not that character, now she's a quote unquote superhero. I just don't understand why they do this to certain people. Like, why do people deserve stupid characters? And I don't want to hear the fact that, like, she probably, listen,
I thought she was going to, in all honesty with you, I thought she was going to become Lily. Everyone's like, Lily's going to be an actual person. Some people say it was going to be Paige. Some people say it was going to be Nikki Cross, because Alexa and Nikki are really good friends.
Right.
So I thought when they did this whole superhero thing, I go, oh, wow, this is definitely, she's not Lily now. That's definitely confirmed now. So I was wrong on that one.
Well,
that's what
I know they said there was two big shocking moments, but actually there was a couple more that I didn't forget.
First of all, another big shocker, which was not a shocker, and I am so upset that it happened because they couldn't get Brock. This is the thing somebody asked about Brock Lesnar. They couldn't get him for SummerSlam, so who the hell did they have to bring back? They had to bring the old back, obviously. Freaking Goldberg had to come back, and now it's going to be Lashley and Goldberg. But come on, though. We knew this a couple weeks ago, and then Bobby Lashley sends a tweet out that night after Money in the Bank saying, who's next? You know who's next. You know who's showing up on Raw. It was Goldberg, and he got a big pop, but still, I was like, I really don't care about this.
Well,
care about the match.
Another big thing that happened on Monday Night Raw this week was the fact that, and we've already talked about, Nikki Ash cashed in her Money in the Bank contract on Charlotte Flair in the middle of the rematch between Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. Was this a shocker to you?
It was actually after the match, because I believe Charlotte counted herself out. She DQ'd herself, if I'm not mistaken, by hitting Rhea with the belt.
Another big moment this week. Keith Lee is back on Monday Night
Raw, got buried by Bobby Lashley. Once again, another person getting buried, like you said about Karrion Cross. Keith Lee got buried. They're burying all these guys from NXT, and I'm getting worried. I mean, if Riddle was not working with Randy Orton, I would be very scared right now. But he's working with Randy Orton, so I know he's safe right now. I know he's a huge yes, this is. My mom got it for me. Huge pop right now for them working together. I'm so glad, because I know Riddle is safe. But Keith Lee is not safe right now. Karrion Cross, to bring him up, but meanwhile, he's feuding with Samoa Joe down in NXT. So I don't know what's going on necessarily with any of these call-ups. It just makes no sense.
What I think is going on, and I'm all honestly, I think that Vince has got some kind of control over Triple H right now with NXT, and I feel like he's moving the wrestlers that are not doing good down to NXT and giving the NXT roster a chance to have their spot in the spotlight, which I don't blame them, but I mean, we know now for sure that Aaliyah is coming from NXT to Raw. But
Correct.
here's my theory.
Yeah.
What did Aaliyah do to deserve this push? She's not won a championship. She hasn't done anything, and they're gonna give her this shot. Like to me, that's just goofy.
Right, I agree with you there. The trade for Mandy Rose, give me a break. They traded Mandy for Aaliyah. Well, what's going on? I don't know if Vince is like, yeah, I don't care about NXT anymore, or this, that, and the other. But I watched NXT last night, and I thought it was boring as hell. The only storyline I liked was carrying across in Samoa Joe. I like Samoa Joe. I always did like Samoa Joe. So that's the only story I like on NXT currently. I mean, Raquel Gonzalez winning, I knew was going to happen. There's a couple other stories going around the brand, but NXT kind of sucks right now, bro. I don't know if it's just they have no one there, or if it's just the storylines.
That squash match on NXT with Xia Li and Raquel Gonzalez.
She's fine, by the way. I made sure of it. I checked this morning. It said she was fine from the match.
Yeah, I didn't think NXT this week was that great. I think that there was a lot of questions that I had to be answered. I wonder. Let me ask you this question: what do you think the whole thing with MSK when they cut to another promo? Like, what do you think's going on with that?
I don't know what the hell's going on because they have so many tag teams now, and then they have this whole NXT breakout star thing they're trying to do as well. They just have so many different components right now. I don't even know. I don't know where anything's going.
From that, we go over to. Let's go over to AEW this week. I did not catch AEW tonight. I'm not going to lie. Maddog, run down some of the events that happened tonight on AEW.
Right. I think I have it here somewhere. Hold on, guys. Bear with me.
Did you not see it?
Oh, I saw it. I just wanted to make sure. I know tonight there was so it was Jon Moxley and Lance Archer was the main event. Lance Archer became the new IWGP New Japan United States champion, by the way, in a Texas death match. Moxley got caught in barbed wire and couldn't get back up. Chris Jericho and Shawn Spears. Chris Jericho actually got the dub. He got a win. And next week, guess who's coming back? Guess who came back tonight, Vinny? Nick Gage came back to AEW. Last time I thought Nick Gage was actually still in jail. Like he's not anymore. He's with AEW now. He's back and he's going up against Chris Jericho next week. And Chris Jericho is not going to be Chris Jericho. He's going to be Chris Jericho, the Painmaker from New Japan. So it's going to be a very interesting match to see that next week. Orange Cassidy and the Blade happened. Darby Allin with Wheelchair Utah, I believe that's how you say his last name. Kazarian and Gallows. Gallows ended up winning there. Britt Baker ended up retaining her title, and Andrade brought out Chavo Guerrero Jr. as his executive consultant of sorts, if you will, president of sorts. So that was AEW tonight in a nutshell. Yeah.
So AEW is a lot better than NXT.
Right now, yeah. Especially what I've been hearing about Daniel Bryan Danielson. Yeah.
Well, let's get into the news. Let's roll the news down. You got some news for us?
Yeah, everyone keeps saying it. Here's the deal. There is a rumor going around, and I'm saying this very closely, very lightly, because a little earlier tonight, everyone's found out by now that AKA Daniel Bryan from WWE, the former world champion, now Bryan Danielson has possibly signed with AEW. What I've been hearing, it is a guaranteed lock-in, and they are just waiting on confirmation. And at this point, they are waiting on an actual date for him to debut with this company. But if they get him, this is a huge blow to WWE, man. I'll tell you right now, they're not going to be happy if Ryan Danielson gets on AEW's television screens.
Well, I can't blame them. They're going to be mad, but I also got to say that
remember they put him in a WrestleMania match to make sure that he would leave on good terms with this company.
Yeah, I don't know what I feel about that, because I also think that Daniel Bryan doesn't want to tour as much, and I think this is just a great opportunity for him to do 1 or 2 shows a week and then go home.
Right. Yes. Rampage will be debuting, I believe, August 13th, which is AEW's new show as well. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. August 13th, Rampage is going to be basically AEW's counter to SmackDown. I should have made that more clear. It's going to be their counter to SmackDown. Kind of like how, SmackDown and Thunder were going against each other for a long time. Now it's going to be Rampage and SmackDown on Fridays. I don't know which one
you got for us,
because I like both right now, and I know Cena's going to be there because they're doing the whole summer of Cena thing. So yeah. Right. So I see on here that CM Punk rumors returning WWE. I actually heard different. I heard that he also might sign with AEW as well, but that's not a guarantee. That's just a rumor that's been going around for a couple of days now. I don't think anything's going to happen to that. So, right. So, a big thing that happened. Here's a funny story here as well. But I do want to make this point. WWE said on their Twitter this morning or yesterday morning that this will be the summer of John Cena now, which means Cena will be appearing at all these different live events leading up to SummerSlam, apparently. So now until now until basically SummerSlam, we're going to see Cena on mostly every week, apparently, or every other week. There's a whole schedule on the WWE's .com there if you guys want to look at when Cena will be appearing at what shows, if you want to go see him. So I found that kind of interesting. What do you think, Vinny?
I think the reason why he's doing this is the fact that I think he has a lot going on movie-wise. He's still trying to promote Fast 9. So
Suicide
I also
coming
think,
out in a couple weeks.
Yeah, and I also think that he wants to scale back on wrestling full time. I think he doesn't want to do it full time.
Right. So I saw that there. Another big thing. This is a funny story. So I don't know if you were watching Raw the other night, but Raw the other night, Charlotte came out to do her little coronation thing, her little victory speech. And the fans, and once again, the fans were chanting during their match on Sunday night. I'm not sure if you caught it. They were saying Becky Lynch's name. They kept chanting for Becky. Becky was in attendance at Money in the Bank, but never showed up again. She trolled us again. And then Becky, I want to read you this tweet. This was really funny. This happened on Monday night when Charlotte called out Becky Lynch. Let me see if I can find this tweet here. Hold on. And this was super, super funny because when I saw the tweet, I was dying of laughter because she kind of just trolled us more. So here's what Becky said. Becky said, breastfeeding at home and still the most over woman in the division. So she basically told Charlotte in a tweet that she's still the most over woman in the WWE women's division. What do you think?
I think she is over right now because I think when she comes back, it's going to be the biggest pop that WWE has. I think Becky coming back is probably going to be a big pop, just like John Cena. And I really do think that we need Becky back for many reasons. I'm not saying that Charlotte and Rhea can't hold it down. But oh God, what's her name? Not Shayna Baszler. What's the other one that from the UFC? Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey.
When Ronda Rousey
Right now.
did a one-off
So,
1 year contract and then she
Yep.
took a shit and had a kid, I really do think that hurt the women's division.
Yeah. Here's the deal, man. The women's division, I've been saying this for weeks now on this show, and I'm gonna keep saying it. It is a goddamn disaster area. And I've been saying it's been terrible, at least on the WWE side of things. In NXT, it really doesn't comply. NXT, they have their own girls over there. They have Raquel Gonzalez. She's a very dominant champion. She's fine. It's really it's really the main roster where they're having problems. Look at this now. Bayley and Bianca were supposed to fight on Sunday. They didn't. Bayley got injured. I'm not sure if you guys know about this, but Bayley got injured, and now she's out for 9 months. So, a big match that was supposed to happen on Sunday was Bianca and Bayley. That did not happen. Instead, they put the Raw Tag Team titles. That was AJ and Omos versus the Viking Raiders instead. That's why Bianca was on the poster, but she was not on the pay-per-view.
Right.
That's true. That's true news right there. That's all facts. Bayley's out for 9 months. That hurts the division too. Like or don't like Bayley, she's a huge part of that women's division. She held the SmackDown champion for almost 385 days or 380 something days. It was around there. I don't know the exact timing. And then Sasha got the belt, and Sasha's still missing too. So now you have Sasha missing. Now you have Becky missing. You only have Charlotte Flair there. You only have Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair there. Carmella's not doing that much. Selena Vega came back out of nowhere. Whenever we thought she was going to go sign with AEW, she came back, and now she's possibly going to feud with Liv Morgan. Alexa Bliss is doing some creepy shit with Bray Wyatt. I mean, where are they going with this in the women's division right now? It's going nowhere.
Well, let's just see. This week we have SmackDown, and we got to see what's going to happen. But I also want to say real quick before we take off, join us on August 25th as Nico and I and Maddog will be giving away a World Heavyweight Championship belt, WWE Championship belt. So if you want to know how you can win a WWE Championship belt, not a fake one, a legit replica, go and follow Nico Extra on his Instagram, on his TikTok, on his Twitter. All his platforms, follow him. He will tell you how you could win a WWE Championship belt on August 25th. We're going to spin the wheel, and we're going to see. I think Maddog, you're on there too as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be on the show. I don't know if I'm going to be on the wheel. I don't think Nico's going to like that much, but yeah, I'll be there too. So, it's going to be a good night that night.
Well, guys, I'm going to take off a little early tonight. I've had a long day, and I know that everybody else has oh, Jesus.
You okay?
Maddog, you fine yet?
Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, tonight was a great night of AEW. You should definitely go back and watch the replay. WWE has been doing some great things lately. I would like to see where Roman and Cena go. And hopefully the Usos lose the belt soon because they really don't deserve it right now. But who cares? I mean, like I said before, and I'll say it again, the only way they want to do this is because they want to put the distraction out there. Oh, the Usos have gold. We have to forget about Jimmy's DUI now. Fans are not going to forget about the DUI. We know that it happened, and Naomi had to delete her Twitter because of it, which really sucks. I feel bad for her. And now, like I said, another piece of news, she's getting moved over to SmackDown to join this whole mess. So this whole bloodline thing is going to be, and I love it. I love Roman. I think he's great. But this whole bloodline thing, it's got to stop. It's got to stop right now. Because now it's overkill.
You can always find me at Vincent Laspada on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And you can always find me with my man Nico Extra every Saturday on 105.5 FM, 660 AM, right here in Orlando, Florida, Florida Man Radio. And if you do not have the channel, go to your app store on your Android or your iPhone device and download the Florida Man Radio app. Saturdays from 2 to 3, the Vincent Laspada show. Well, Nico, or excuse me, Mad
Right,
Dog.
I'm not Nico. Nico's not here. He's on assignment. But you guys can catch me at Maddog. Follow me for all the wrestling news. I post news. I post the rumors. Most of the time I post the truth. Like most of my Money in the Bank, I only got 2 wrong in Money in the Bank this year, so I did really well. The 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches I got wrong, but everything else in the card I got right. So I was pretty happy about that. But yeah, go follow me everywhere, guys. And yeah, this is World Wrestling Radio. So catch us next week.
So thanks for joining us tonight, World Wrestling Radio. Me and Matt Dog are holding it down. We'll see you guys next time. See you guys.